alive.
So what's happening? How is Holi for everyone?
I decided not to play for two reasons. One, the amount of coloring that they do here, I would not have been on camera for close to a couple of weeks if that had happened.
Well, yeah, I played, but I'm on camera.
Yeah, but then it doesn't leave from my this thing very easily. I've had a very bad experience. So, and second, for personal reasons also, I can't play this year. I lost my
Oh,
grandfather 6 days back. So
oh,
Hmm.
okay.
that's the reason I can't play. But it's okay. I am got other things that have distracted me this Holi, including a mega build up of the India Australia match. It's giving me 2017 vibes,
Why,
minus
why
the
has it distracted you? How has it distracted you? What did you
positive way.
contribute to? No, but what did
Positive.
you contribute in the series the whole day today?
Well, the morning wrap was done with a
Acha.
very interesting take that
Hmm.
former BCCI Secretary Niranjan Shah said, "Don't make this World Test Championship. Because of this, you're preparing pitches which are absolutely killing the standard of Test cricket. If there was no WTC, these kind of pitches that you're playing on, because the pitch has been in focus in all the three matches, Nagpur, Delhi, and Indore. He said, if there was no WTC final, this thing, and even Dravid admitted it in the press conference yesterday, you may probably not want to make these kind of pitches that are in focus. Although
But if there
Rahul
was no WTC, then you probably wouldn't be having the kind of result-oriented Test cricket we've been getting recently. So I don't
And
know.
although Rahul has said from Ahmedabad that this promises to be a better pitch rather than the ones that were used in Indore, Nagpur, and Delhi. They say that's a better pitch.
Well, it's a bit rich coming from Niranjan Shah. He's a lovely man. I've known him for many years. But you must understand that he is helmed Saurashtra Cricket Association for a very long time. And I don't know if you guys remember, but a few years ago, Saurashtra became famous, or rather infamous, for producing rank turners,
Hmm.
where Ranji Trophy matches were getting over
Yeah.
in 2 days. In 2 days, so your spinners, I think Ravindra Jadeja, a local boy from there, would take about 7, 8 wickets a inning, precisely for this reason. I remember that this is from a few years ago, and I remember that there was criticism from a lot of quarters, including Sunny Gavaskar, who had said that these are totally unsporting wickets, and then results on such pitches shouldn't be taken into account, and all of that. And Niranjan Shah at that time had shot back saying that no, these people from Mumbai, they can't handle that they are beaten, because I think it was a Mumbai game where Mumbai lost or something. I mean, my memory serves me correct. So, I mean, listening to all of this from then Niranjan Shah, I mean, uh, at the end of the day, what he's saying does have a point, that that World Test Championship has contributed, and as you said, Rahul Dravid pointed that out. And I think I think the biggest difference was, if you remember, Siddharth's favorite team were here last year, or 2021 November. They played that Test match in Kanpur, which was
Yes.
a
Yeah.
draw. The 10 wicket man Ijaz Patel, I think, hung on till the end, the two tail enders, and they eked out a draw. India had got 9 wickets or so, and they got that one
Hmm.
wicket. So apparently, I was, reading somewhere that if India had got that as a win,
Hmm.
then you wouldn't have to be sweating right now about qualification for the World Test Championship. You would have qualified for the final if you had got that win. So I
Yes.
think the problem, maybe WTC is not the problem. Maybe the point system is a problem that needs to be looked at. Where I think it's some 4 points you get for a draw, and
Hmm.
Yes.
about 12
Vote for
points
the
you get
A
for a
win.
win at home. So winning at home then becomes very essential, very important. And if you keep that in mind, then what India is trying to avoid right now is ensure that there are no draws, and there are more chances of having draws here than let's say Sena countries. So those
Yeah.
comparison with Sena countries may not be fair. So I think what India has decided, okay, fine, let's prepare these kind of pitches where results are certain. And I know a lot of people might say that, hey, listen, why is it that it's finishing in 2.5 days? Let's get to see a 4 and a 5 day test match. Results can still happen there. But I'd just like to point out that that is out of your control. if you try and prepare a 4-day, 5-day pitch, there's a good chance 50-50. Some days you will get a result on 4 or 5 days, but inning or two here and there, you could get out draw. So I think they want to completely eliminate draw. And once you reach that stage where you want to completely eliminate draws, then matches can very well get over in 2 days, 3 days. I mean, you have no control over it. There is no fixed science that you can come up with. So I understand why the Indian team is doing. It's a question of, once bitten, twice shy. They suffered because of that draw. So what they've taken or thought about it is that no matter what, we will prepare a pitch that will definitely 100% give us a result. Yes, the downside of that will be there will be a game or two here and there which we will lose, but we rather take that loss than take a draw. So I think the problem then lies with the point system of the WTC points table, that this is happening. But I think I don't know what kind of pitch you get here, but I'd be surprised because I was reading that there are 2 pitches that were being prepared, one a greenish track, one a spin friendly track. I'm 100% sure. I can bet my bottom dollar it's the spinning track that India is going to pick tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, which Ahmedabad Motera wicket will we turn up with? Because see, in the 2 tests that were played in the new stadium that is there, one just ended in 2 days. The other also ended in 3 days. So the past precedence is also not looking that great if you have to look at the Motera pitch in that sense. So I don't know. Look, would you want to risk a 3-day match yet again, considering that if you have a 2.5 or 3-day match yet again, a marquee series like the Border Gavaskar Trophy ends in just 10 to 11 days. Fans would be short-sighted by it, honestly, because it's the next big series after the Ashes. So why on earth would you want to prepare pitches which last just 2 to 3 days, and your Border Gavaskar Trophy 4 tests expected to last 20 days gets over in 10 to 11 days? I mean, action-wise, I think you have been short-charged this series. But overall, the build-up for this test reminds me kind of Dharamshala 2017 for a reason. A lot at stake for both teams because if Australia do 2-2, psychologically they have said, okay, we've taken on India in their own den, turned the tables on them. We head into the WTC with confidence. If India win, Sri Lanka, even if they win 2-0, no problem. They will still qualify for the World Test Championship final. So, hope Ahmedabad produces a decent-ish wicket, but I sincerely doubt either the pitches will be made bad because of the technical frailties of the current batsmen of both teams. I don't know. Maybe we haven't spoken too much on the technical frailties that the batters have been having from both teams, isn't it?
I mean, look, let's be honest. We know for a fact that the batsmen sometimes haven't exactly been playing spin well. That's true for a lot of the Indian top order as well. At times they've just been playing rash shots, or we've constantly hyperanalyzed how Kohli was playing, and we kept saying that if you're playing a back foot game against spinners, then there's always going to be that one ball which has your name on it, because you're looking to play it late. If it stays low, which I mean, to be fair, it was doing a lot, then you're asking for trouble. But I think, we're talking about technical this thing. I think, last time around, the Aussies did show that they've actually started to apply themselves better, let's say. I don't know about the technique side of things, but definitely the application was there that they could bat better than the Indians, especially after bundling India out for 109, was it in the first thing? Yeah, 109. So after that, they applied themselves, and look, the pitch did not get much easier. But they applied themselves well. I think I'm pretty sure, despite what it is that Steve Smith said, he said that, look, this looks like best batting conditions. 100%, I think they're getting a turner. I'm sure they are mentally prepared for it. And it wouldn't really surprise me if we saw a 2.5-day test yet again, because I think, as we keep mentioning, there's too much at stake. If there was no WTC final spot at stake here, if they had already secured qualification, I think you'd be seeing a sporting wicket. Now, probably not, because they don't want to leave even that slight chance of Sri Lanka playing spoil sport, even though it seems very unlikely that Sri Lanka, of all teams, will end up, whitewashing New Zealand 2-0. I don't see it happening, but I don't think the Indian cricket team is leaving that to chance.
But how is everyone saying that this will be? I think Siddharth, you said that the pitch will be slightly better. Is it not?
So Steve Smith said in his press conference, he had said that this looks like the pitch that I've seen. It looks like the best batting conditions that we would have available.
Even Rahul from Motera, he had said that, yes, this might be a better pitch.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that how do you control that then? Then maybe I don't know if everyone is saying a much better batting pitch, then then you can't really control that. It could be a draw, is what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
for all for that, what you would need is maybe a batsman from either side to dig his heels in and play a longish inning. If that is to happen from both sides, then it goes out of your control. There's a good chance that then you could head for a draw, because as I said, it's not like a fixed science, right? Pitch where you can exactly control how much it's going to help a batsman or not. But I mean, so you can go one way. Either keep it very dry so that it starts breaking very early, or you water it well in advance and prepare a flat padded track. And then and then India can still win. I mean, I'm just going back to those times where you got those kind of pitches, late 90s, early 2000s, and even then India won most of the test matches that they played at home. But I'm not saying that the other team becomes better, or it is risking your chances of winning. I think the chances of India winning would probably, or the ratio of India winning would probably be the same whether you give a turning track or a good batting friendly pitch. The only equation that increases is the equation for a draw. That becomes a lot more than previously. So I don't know whether that is a risk India is willing to take. But I also wonder whether today we've been busy just preparing for tomorrow's programming about the two prime ministers being there. I wonder whether that will
Yeah.
be of
And Nikhil, there seems to be
importance.
a bit of disturbance that is coming when you're speaking. So maybe you can
I'll
sort that
leave
out.
and join. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just
sure.
join.
So I'll include you back in that. Oh, yes. I mean, how can I forget the two prime ministers who are going to join on at 8:30 onwards? They'll be at the stadium.
Yeah.
And I mean, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is coming to his own stadium, which is named after him. And
Correct.
you look at it, even Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is also coming over. So it's really a very, very, you build up to a crescendo when, if you have to look at the broader picture, Australia have are one, India are two. India have retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy. There's nothing much more
Hmm.
to for outright series wins.
Correct.
That is the thing. So
And not
you
just
can,
outright series wins. Obviously, I think even, as we keep saying, India need that 3-1 victory, right? You need 3-1, otherwise your
yes,
WTC finals thing is in severe doubt. So that's another factor, I think, for the team that they're constantly looking at. But yeah, tomorrow there's definitely going to be a lot of focus on the people who would be joining. Let's say you have, of course, the two PMs will be there, so there's going to be plenty of focus on that. But is there any chance whatsoever that we could see that impact the kind of pitch given? I'm not too sure.
yeah. So Rahul is also joined us from Ahmedabad, but I think there
Can
might
you
be
hear
some.
me now? Is my audio
Yeah, I
better?
can hear you perfect. No audio
Yeah.
disturb. No audio
No, I was
disturbance.
I was just asking you guys that I wonder whether the two PMs being here, will that have any sort of impact in terms of the pitch you prepare, because you want to put on a display, you want to be showing the cricketing world that here's the biggest stadium in the world. Here's the biggest stadium in the world which has broken the record of the stadium from where the visiting PM is. So
Hmm.
and so all things being equal, you want to also show them that the pitch is pretty good enough and there's some good cricket. And I understand that people might point to the fact that, hey, listen, the PMs are only there for day one, and following which the pitch can play however they like. But because there'll be so many eyeballs on this particular test match, I don't think you'll stop discussing it after the prime ministers have left, because it becomes such a high profile game that you'll keep discussing it for days to come. And then you don't want a situation where the first ball bounces and there's a puff of dust and everyone is talking about Rahul, can you hear me now? Earlier I think he couldn't. I
If
don't
it
think
is
he can
my
still hear me.
network or yeah, I
No, it
can.
is
Yeah,
your
it's quite
network,
possibly your network because your
because
video is frozen.
and all three of us can see and talk to each other, but yours is like a phonoplate. The
Yeah,
image is there, but
but that's about
we
it.
can't see you moving. Is it better now? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I can clearly hear you guys. I don't have an issue, but maybe I've got.
No, now it's better. The the
Hmm.
the network has become slightly better. than previously. No, so you know what
Give
Siddharth
it
was
some more
pointing
time,
out.
maybe it will get better. Yeah.
It will. What Siddharth was, you are in a lovely Ahmedabad city. I wish I'd stayed back. I really like the city. I'd gone there after a very long time.
Yeah.
So I saw
So
some
basically,
amazing.
the road that I
Uh,
am looking at right now,
huh.
this one leads straight to the Sabarmati Ashram, where the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was just a little while ago. So he visited that Sabarmati Ashram. I don't know if you people, any of you, have been to it. Uh, so, so the event basically has already started.
No, so are you finding it difficult to move around? Police bandobast is there. Can't move around here.
Not really, but you can feel it in the air that something is happening. It's not a normal test match, to be very honest. We've been
Hmm.
to a lot of test matches, but you can feel it in the air that there's something. You can see those sniffer dogs moving around, police personnel, the SPG people, so many, the security, everything, you are being monitored, people are watching you. Obviously, today it was a light day. We could easily enter, and it's such a big stadium that it takes time from to move from one place to the other. The practice area, the press conference area, the media center, where the players, the dressing room. So it's such a massive stadium. So it takes a toll on you. If you spend an entire day moving around within the premises of the venue.
But you're a lucky guy, na? You at least are inside the premise. You can move from one area to another area. Unlike me and Vikrant, we were there. We were told this is gate number one. You can't even take a step inside. You have no accreditation. So main gate on the road, you could not even take one step. There was so much of security, and especially for media, they had said. Media, all the more reason, be out.
Okay, the event happened. Okay, the event happened in the team hotel.
That was in a team hotel. I'm talking about the Motera Stadium. You're not even allowed to enter the gate. I can see a nice, lovely friend standing next to you. He wants to be.
Game show.
होली मना के आए हैं वो लगता है.
Game show होगा
He's
वहाँ
a
पर.
cricket fan. Is he a cricket fan?
I don't
Well,
think
I
he
don't
said a
know.
word. He just came, stood, stared, and left.
No, no. He said. He said.
Couldn't get what he said.
He did say a word or two, but you couldn't understand. Your Gujarati is not great, maybe, so couldn't figure out. But I know I loved Ahmedabad. Whatever little time I was there, I could see those nice, tasty eating joints. They open till late at night, and all
Yes.
youngsters eating the local cuisine. But I mean, Rahul's talking about the busyness there now. Even while I was there yesterday, you could feel that a lot of VIP movement. There was SPG security everywhere in town, wherever you went. So yeah, a lot of security I could see at that time. But yeah, the big question, Rahul, pitch. Siddharth was telling us that you told him in your report earlier that it's going to be a better batting pitch. But I believe there were two pitches now, one which was green, one which was dry, and you could pick one, something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know the commotion around those two wickets. Both of them were covered. The Australian, in fact,
Uh,
Steve Smith, when he came for the presser today, he was asked that we hope
yeah.
that you now figured out which of the two wickets you'll play on. So that's fine. But a lot of things you can make out, especially with those cameras, the broadcasting cameras, where they are stationed, positioned, and then. The side screen, by the way, for the time being, in fact, both the prime ministers will sit right in front of that side screen. I think after or once the match begins, that will be removed, that temporary structure, the stage. But the wicket, I think, it's far, far, far better than what we've already seen in this series so far. And just that, it's very hot. It's very hot out here, and around temperatures hovering around 35 to 38 degrees. So that is the reason they will water it today. They must have already done that in the evening so that the wicket doesn't break so much. So at least on day one, this hopefully this will be an ideal wicket to play on, and because winning the toss, batting first. I think if teams wanted to win the toss and bat first at any of these venues, I think this is that venue.
Acha, you sir, very surprising. You're saying it's hot there, huh? You must have taken the hot weather because I was there yesterday. Such good weather, by the way. It rained. We landed and it
Yes,
was like
yes.
a rainstorm and
Yesterday it
raining.
was.
Nice weather, huh? You have taken
Yesterday
the
it
hot
did.
weather.
Maybe that is the reason why you didn't feel the heat. It is
Yeah.
very hot, and for the Australians, it will be hotter, by the way. Although this time of the year, even in Australia, it's pretty hot, but still, uh, and that is the reason batting fourth on this wicket will be in fact no team would want to bat fourth on this thing on this wicket.
Acha, Chetan Rabari, I think if I'm getting his name correct, he is saying that he's a big fan of yours, yeah. He wants to meet you. He stays in Ahmedabad only. So please meet him. Yeah, tell him or tell him the hotel where
Absolutely.
you're staying. Last one you made it very
Hotels,
famous.
hotel Silver Cloud. It's a small
Silver
little
Cloud.
hotel here, and in fact, good that we booked this hotel because of all the VIP movement tomorrow. The GCA, the Gujarat Cricket Association, fortunately has arranged for a
Mhm.
shuttle service, and this is one of the points from where the bus will leave, which means we may not have to go through all that checking.
Oh,
Once we reach there at the venue, so this will be one of the places from where we can leave. Journalists can leave and get directly inside the venue. Although I may have to skip that shuttle.
why?
No, because obviously tomorrow a lot of things are lined up, as you already know. Both the prime ministers would be there, so it's going to be a big event. So I may have to stay out of the stadium because of the live coverage. We are not allowed to because we are not the official broadcasters. We can go and cover the match, but we cannot shoot inside the venue.
Ah. Acha, any changes, anything expected? Because I heard Rahul Dravid's press conference yesterday. I think he was asked about playing that extra batsman for a fast bowler. He didn't rule it out completely.
I doubt. I think that was a possibility that a lot of us, in fact, we discussed it on Sports Today a
Yeah.
few times. In the last couple of days, but I think now you can rule that out. Why? Because this wicket, as I said earlier, also, this is not the wicket that we've already seen in this series, because this will have something for the fast bowlers also, at least on day one. It's not going to turn that much on day one. And
Hmm.
if that happens, what you are saying, the possibility of an extra batsman. See, Umesh Yadav wasn't here in Ahmedabad today because he's been blessed with a baby girl. So he has gone back to his place to meet his or to be with his family members and celebrate this occasion with his family, and he is expected to return. So that we'll have to see if Shami comes back. Who will he replace? Earlier, we thought Siraj, because Rahul Dravid has often insisted on the workload management of the Indian fast bowlers. Siraj has already played 3 Test matches. Then you have the grueling IPL season. Thereafter, you would want him to be fresh for the World Test Championship final. So maybe if Shami comes back, he now may replace um, Umesh Yadav or Mohammad Siraj. See, Siraj didn't turn up for the practice today. It was an optional practice, and just a handful of players came for the optional practice. Rohit was here, just did a few knocking, and then came for the press conference. He was here primarily because he had to address the media as a customary for the customary press conference on the eve of the test match. Besides Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul was there. Surya I saw, but at least I didn't see rather. In fact, I didn't see Surya, but I was told because you were here, you must have seen the nets here are all covered. So if you are uh, somewhere around the practice area or the where the nets are, you cannot see who is there inside. So we had to go right up there to the third or fourth floor, and from the backside of that we would see who the players were. So Kuldeep Yadav was there, KL Rahul was there, Ishan Kishan was there, and KS Bharat was there. So one out of these two, Ishan Kishan or KS Bharat, would play. Rohit Sharma, he tried to, should I say, misguide, because he didn't give any conclusive answer as to who would be uh, that wicket keeper, because he said, I've already told KS Bharat that if you do get an opportunity, you will get an extended run. It won't be that just one game and then you'll be removed. So you will be given enough opportunities. Now the question or the point is, what is enough here? Three test matches, are they enough or are they not enough?
No, that's a good one. But because reports have been suggesting of Ishan Kishan coming in, I mean, you asked me personally, I doubt that's going to happen because I heard the Rahul Dravid press conference yesterday. In fact, he pointed out about those few knocks that KS Bharat said. He said, actually, you just look at the number of runs, 17 here or whatever odd runs, but they played a major role and in the way that he was playing. So the kind of noises that are coming out from the dressing room gives me an impression. And again, you talk about longer rope, all of that put together. I think that you will still see KS Bharat play this test match, but I don't know what the ground and what the buzz is in Ahmedabad, because there is a substantial amount of buzz suggesting that Ishan Kishan might come in.
Yes, there is a buzz that Ishan Kishan might replace KS Bharat, and the reason is, we all know that Ishan Kishan has his deficiency against quality spin,
Spin.
and especially on wickets where the ball turns. So if
Hmm.
there was one opportunity for him or for the team to play Ishan Kishan, it has to be this particular venue. If you want to play him, you could have played him in Nagpur or Delhi or even Indore. I think if you have to play him, you have to play him here. That's the best chance for him to play in this series.
Yeah, I mean, a fair point, but I think the team may not just be looking at what is good for Ishan Kishan. I think the larger interest is what is it that they want to do. So I have a feeling, even though I know that some of those reports in the recent past suggesting changes have come true, but I don't know. I have a feeling that that still KS Bharat plays. I don't know, Siddharth, Shane, who's playing for you?
If you personally ask me, like what Rahul said, since you're getting the best pitch, hopefully in this
Hmm.
match, you would want to take a risk with Ishan Kishan for another reason. Who is your best batter so far in the Border Gavaskar Trophy? A left-hander, Akshar Patel. Perhaps that shock factor, if you want to look at it, maybe get him in. He gives you that depth also. Then he can be aggressive, take on Nathan Lyon, maybe take on the other spinners. Just throw Australia off their game plan a bit.
I don't know. I'd stick with KS Bharat.
Hmm.
Ishan, I don't feel that convinced, but would be told even on a pitch which would obviously not probably accentuate his deficiencies as much, because aside from just quality spin bowling, at times quality seam bowling also gets to him. So if the ball is moving around a bit, he might struggle there too. I'm not saying KS Bharat has lit the world on fire, but I think seeing through the whole series, his glovemanship has been fine. One more test, you can stick with him.
Acha,
and
Rahul, the
and to
biggest
be
question, huh?
to be
Sorry,
to be
sorry.
very honest, a of course Shane doesn't surprise us anymore, and and KS Bharat, to be fair to KS Bharat, everybody struggled. Everybody has
Hmm.
struggled in this series, barring that one knock
Yeah.
from Rohit Sharma or one knock from Chiteshwar Pujara, and except for Akshar Patel, everybody has struggled. But the point is the manner in which he was playing, KS Bharat, he was struggling in the last match.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Acha,
sorry, you were saying so.
no, I was asking you the biggest question that was here during the series. Suddenly nobody is asking it, because should we now believe it's done and dusted? Who opens with Rohit Sharma? That question is no need to ask that. It's decided. It's Shubman Gill. Also, the biggest indicator, it got wrong once, but uh, your optional practice KL came, right?
Yes, yeah. No, but when did it go wrong?
The
Last match,
that last match.
No,
Gill
but
game,
that
Because
remember?
was.
Shubman came for optional and KL did not.
See, but this is, I think this is something that Rahul Dravid intentionally does. Today also, you see, both your wicket keepers were there. Both your wicket keepers were there, just to, keep you guessing as to who the player would be. Shubman Gill and yeah, last game, yeah, you can say that Shubman Gill was there. Shubman Gill was the only batter who, or the opener alongside Rohit Sharma, who came for that optional practice.
Ah, so that is that other big question. So Pranav Anand is saying, don't think Ishan's batting keeping is better than Bharat on these pitches. Even if it's better pitch, it will spin. Ishan's average is similar to Bharat in first class and doesn't have best defense either. That's Pranav's point. Uh, but on the subject of things that India has to get right, I hope they've done some, apart from batting, bowling practice, some DRS practice also, because India have been horrendous,
Yes.
in DRSs. I think I heard Rohit say that, yeah, especially Jaddu, he is getting things always wrong. He's getting very excited. But my question to Rohit is, you are supposed to calm him down and say, no, I will not take the DRS.
Bowlers will always
That's
get
what he's.
excited.
No, and don't even listen to Virat Kohli also.
Nah, another good tip.
I mean,
No,
remember in Indore
but
what
you never
happened?
know. Maybe Nikhil, what you are saying could actually be one of the reasons why you have a replacement. See, Rohit mentioned a point, and even I
Hmm.
agree to it to a great extent. Why? Because he's new to DRS, KS Bharat. So, for a young guy who's just making his debut, who's just played a couple of matches, you're putting him, and especially on these tracks, where the ball is turning square, you're putting him under tremendous pressure. An appeal, almost every ball you have an appeal, and you have to. He has to make that call as to whether to go for a DRS or not. Jadeja, and these are senior players, the likes of Ashwin, Jadeja, anybody, even the fast bowlers. So they would obviously, they would want the captain to take that referral, and captain has to rely on Bharat, because in domestic cricket you don't get DRS. So he is
Hmm.
also
Yeah.
getting used to it. And B, that question that Pranav asked, that Ishan Kishan doesn't have a great defense. Maybe I am saying, maybe Ishan Kishan might just get picked, not for his defense, but for his attacking stroke play.
Yeah, that's a valid point, because I think Rohit has made very clear which is the approach that he would like his batsmen to show in these pitches. He would like aggressive batting. Whether he then chooses Ishan Kishan. Personally, we've all given your opinion. I doubt that they'll change KS Bharat. Before we wrap up, one final point, because the two superstars in this series, one from each side, Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, we haven't seen 100. This is the one final chance to see 100 from them in this test match. I don't know whether they'll both get two innings or one. We don't know how the test match. So let's go around the room and figure out whether it's incoming loading for Smith or Kohli, or for both, or for none, or for one. Let's start with Shane, the contrarian.
No, in this, I think if what we're predicting in this case that you're getting a nice or better pitch than what you have so far, then it wouldn't surprise me if either or both of them ended up getting 100. I think definitely Kohli has looked good in this on very trying conditions, and
And
at
so
times,
is Smith.
unfortunately, yeah, so is
So is
Smith. But
Smith.
I think Kohli with the home advantage factor, maybe I'll just edge him slightly. I'd say quite possibly he ends that century drought.
So that
I think both are not ending their century drought. Honestly, they aren't.
Brave man.
why is he brave, man? It's his prediction. You give your prediction.
I think whoever bats first he'll have a better
Ah.
opportunity to score runs. I can't say whether somebody or the other will get 100, but whoever gets to bat first will have a better chance of getting to 100 or even a good score. Because the moment, at least on this wicket, any team, whichever team wins the toss, they have to bat first and bat long.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I never answered that. Okay, ठीक है. Hypothetically, India batting
I'm
first.
saying,
Virat,
I'm saying if India
hypothetic.
gets to if India gets to bat first, somebody should get a good score. Somebody should get a big score here.
Virat's 100 is coming or not?
Or Smith.
Uh, it's a no, as I said, I would hope both of them get good hundreds.
I know why you're hoping. Okay, no, for the sake of the series, for the sake of Test cricket, and we've seen the rating, come down a bit because it become less competitive. But now that the series is at 2-1, remember, you mustn't forget what a big achievement it's going to be if Australia were to win this Test match. If it becomes 2-2, it will go down as one of the, and I'm not kidding, one of the best performance by a touring team in India in
True.
history of Test cricket. It will go down as that
The
if
biggest
Australia were to
comeback
win.
also.
Hmm.
Biggest comeback, yes. And see, we mustn't forget, we keep talking about those two series. One Australia won 2004 and one that England won 2012. Remember, they won those series, but they only also won two Test matches each. So winning two Test matches in India by itself is a massive, massive achievement. If Australia were to do that, then it'll be a tour that they'll cherish for a long time. We'll keep talking. So a lot is at stake. But coming to the hundreds, I know everyone's saying this may be better condition, maybe better than Indore, but I think if it's going to be a dry turning track, even if it's like Nagpur, there are more chances of a batsman not getting 100 than getting 100. So I'm going to play with the law of averages and say if I had to like pick one option, which is the most likely option, I see no 100 from either Smith or Kohli because of the conditions. And it's not that
Hmm.
they've not looked good. Both of them have looked very good. Maybe if you got a good batting track that you used to get in India, you would have already seen 100 from one of them. But because we are not, and I see in Ahmedabad also you'll get a turning track, maybe like a Nagpur side of turning track that we saw in this series. Even there it was tough. Other than Rohit Sharma, who played a blinder, it was tough. So with that in account, I think tough.
But but how was Holi in Delhi? Yeah, here it was very. In fact, I went to the stadium in the
Hmm.
morning, came back. It doesn't seem as if Gujarat or Ahmedabad in particular, at least this particular area, and where I stay, I think the stadium should be around 9 odd kilometers, 9-10 kilometers from here. Well, it doesn't seem that people were actually playing Holi a lot here.
That's surprising. Here
Maybe I
it
think
was
the
typical.
Western India, western parts of the country.
Yeah.
Huh? But I think
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Western parts of the country, I think they celebrate a day before.
No, no, no.
Yes.
So only Maharashtra, no,
Mumbai.
only
Yeah.
Maharashtra celebrated a day early, but that was also an anomaly. It doesn't really happen. Only this time around, it was such that the Holi was declared a day before in Maharashtra. The rest of the India celebrated today. So I checked in Ahmedabad when I was there yesterday. They said for them it was today only. But you're right, Western India, and since I stayed Western India many years, because if you're used to the North Indian Holi, now you'll never get that kind of craze in Western India. Of course, they do celebrate, but it's not as you see in like north of India, like especially Delhi or UP or this side you go. So Delhi was as mad as ever. Siddharth was so scared he didn't go down. Only he didn't want color to stay on his face. So that
No, I didn't play either. I haven't played in years. So
You to
And
hide.
in Gujarat, Makar Sankranti is much more popular than Holi. Makar Sankranti. Kite flying.
Garba,
Kaipoche.
yeah,
Navratri.
Yeah.
yeah. Chalo, you have a good time. Go and eat some fafdas and
Afra
theplas
jalebi
and
gatia.
some
and some
jalebis,
dhoklas.
dhoklas. Yeah.
Gatia.
Sir, please don't mention all these
Nah.
names. Actually, I'm actually hungry. I
Ah,
didn't have my lunch, so I think I may have
Yeah.
to
are you doing
order a
intermittent?
few things.
Not eating lunch?
No, not intermittent. As I said, most of the time is consumed from walking from one place to the other, and then my
Ah.
ankle is troubling me a lot. Got a swollen
Ah.
ankle now.
Yeah. You were worried about the other team member having a swollen ankle. His ankle didn't swell, but
Huh?
your ankle is.
Is it fine?
Vikrant's ankle was fine. He's still limping a bit, but not the swelling was not there in the morning. I said could go either way. You'll either get a lot of swelling or no swelling. So the swelling wasn't much, which is good. Otherwise, it would have been
So
painful.
today he was giving me the gyan, ibuprofen, take that brufen, and
Yeah. I
मैंने
only got
कहा,
him there.
I know, I know, I know.
At the medical shop. Chalo, you have a good time, both you
Chalo.
guys as well. Tomorrow is an early start for all of us. We'll be
Of
in
course.
office.
Yeah.
So we'll catch you guys then. For the moment, subscribe to Sports
Chalo.
Today. We'll be live throughout the test match. And hopefully an exciting test match coming up. Big test match. I mean, both Prime Minister, they're high profile. All the updates here. Bye. See you.
Bye
Vanakkam.
bye. See you
Happy
guys.
Holi.
Vanakkam. Happy Holi,
Happy Holi.
Rahul. Happy Holi to all of you.